So we're going to do Tara this morning. I'll see how my voice holds up. I think 2 months is uh, long enough. Is it three? Almost. All right. Since we did one in the morning. So let me share this image from Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Some of you may have seen it. Rinpoche painted this. We thought it was when he was in his teens, but I think he was a little bit older. And it's quite beautiful. I think he was maybe early 20s something when he painted that. Anyway, so let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And some of you may be sitting at your desk. And if you are and your feet are down on the ground, have them about a hip's width apart. And if your feet don't quite reach the floor, if you don't have them hanging, you can put a little cushion underneath your feet as well. And just feel the weight of your feet in the surface, the sensation of the ground or the cushion or the carpet or the socks that you're in. Knees are about a hip's width apart. And just be sitting right on top of your sits bones. Now, for those of you who are in a cross-legged position, you can just slightly raise those sits bones. Just, put something underneath. Then align your shoulders with your hips. And then ears with your shoulders as best you can. And then imagine that spine is this really beautiful string of pearls of light, and it stretches from the base, the coccyx, all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just put some space in between the vertebrae and a little bit of length in the back of the neck, just so that your chin isn't too far down or too high up, somewhere in the middle. And if your eyes were open, they'd be looking down the length of your nose to a spot just in front. If you start to feel drowsy, you can crack your eyes open a little bit. Let some light in, but make sure that you have a sort of what they call in yoga, a dristi gaze, which is an unfocused gaze. And then just go to the crown of the head and relax the scalp. Release any tension there and relax the forehead and the eyes, the nose and the cheeks, the mouth, the jaw, the back of the tongue, the ears, the inner ear. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down and relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And bring your attention to your breath. And just noticing the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. So you may wish to focus more on the sensations around the nostrils. Perhaps you can notice the sensations around the rib cage. This is the 360-degree movement involving the ribs, the lungs, intercostal muscles, the diaphragm. And then maybe you notice the belly. So while you're meditating, it's good to maybe just choose, if you are focusing on the breath, it's good to choose one of those. Be aware of any sounds in your environment and perhaps even anything you might be smelling. So for those of you for who it's morning, you might be smelling breakfast or coffee or something. And then just check in with your mind, see how you're going today. Putting some space in between the thoughts. So it's tax season here in the US, so people may have worries about their tax bill. So give that some space. And be objective about what you're seeing in your mind and curious as well. So then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, strangers, ones you don't like so much. Keeping in mind these relationships are interchangeable. And regardless, they all equal. They're just like you and me. They want to be happy and they don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we'll do this meditation on Tara this morning for the benefit of all these people of our life and by extension, all sentient beings. So imagine Tara's in front of you. She has this beautiful, radiant light body. And she's sitting on a multicolored lotus, and her left foot is drawn in, like when you're meditating, and her right foot is out, and it's resting on its own little multicolored lotus, just floating there in space. And her left foot drawn in indicates her complete and effortless control over desire energy, and her right foot out indicates her willingness and capacity to get up and act for sentient beings. And often she's referred to as the wish-fulfilling Buddha, and she's representing this quick capacity to cut through obstacles and get things done, and to be successful, and of course, to make us all blissful. So now you imagine Tara as she's just very beautiful, and she's young and radiant and full of energy and full of bliss. And she's wearing colored silken garments and jewelry on her ears, around her ankles, around her arms, her neck, her fingers, on her crown, her toes, around her waist. And she's wearing these kind of silken garments in the Royal Indian style. And this jewelry and these garments aren't ordinary as you'd find in the store. They're manifestations of her virtue. And imagine this is also the manifestation of the mind of your teacher, your trusted mentor, your spiritual guide, if you have one. Just there for your benefit. And I'll just do a little refuge prayer. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Tara. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So now imagine that Lama Tara sends powerful, blissful, white light from the Om at her brow chakra, And this enters your brow and completely fills you, this white light. And imagine that all the problems and sufferings and heaviness of the body are purified by this light, and all the harm that you've ever done to any living being with this body and infinite past bodies is also purified, eradicated completely, not one atom left as we recite her mantra. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 And now imagine the light coming again. And this time, imagine your body has become a blissful light body, just like Tara's, indestructible, just like it will be when you attain the deity's body, the Sambhavakaya. And imagine it's not possible to ever harm others with this body, only to benefit them. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. 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 Now imagine Tara is sending red light this time from the R at her throat chakra to your throat. And this purifies all the problems of speech. Inappropriate speech, useless speech, uncontrolled speech, angry speech, criticism. And sometimes we have this inability to express ourselves appropriately, if even at all. And that all the harm we've ever done to any living being with the speech of this life, including kind of gossip, and infinite past lives, is also totally purified, eradicated by the blissful red light, not one atom left as we recite the mantra again. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare tutare ture soha. Om tare, 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 tutare ture soha. Now imagine the red light coming again, and you're full of this blissful, perfect, compassionate, wisdom, appropriate speech of Lamatara. So that this time, whenever you open your mouth, whatever sound you utter is necessarily beneficial to any living being who hears it. And all of this is your potential. So feel full of this powerful speech energy. Om tare tutare ture soha. 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 And now this time imagine Lamatara sending powerful beams of blue light, blue like the sky, from the blue hum at her heart chakra. And this enters your heart. And imagine all the unhappiness of mind, any confusion, any arrogance and anger, jealousy, pride, resentment, hurt, anxiety, fear, self-criticism. All of this is completely purified, and all your delusions, including the root delusion, ego grasping. This is the cause of our own suffering and why we harm others. And imagine this is completely eradicated by this powerful blue light, not one atom left. Om Tare Tutare Ture Sohan. 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 Then the blue light comes again, and this time feel full of the blissful, omniscient, compassionate mind of Lama Tara. And this is your potential. Om Tare Tutare Ture Sohan. 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 And now imagine the three lights coming again simultaneously from Lamatara's three chakras, the white Om at her brow, the red Ah at her throat, and the blue Hum from her heart. And this kind of penetrates those places on your body, the Om, the Ah, the Hum. And this time feel that even the subtlest stains of all delusion are completely eradicated. Not one atom left. And feel really blissful. And stay in this blissful state, concentrating on being one with this energy of Mother Tara. Now you imagine this little foot lotus dissolving up into Tara's leg. This dissolves into her body, and the large lotus that she's sitting on dissolves up into her body. And she comes to sit above the crown of your head, facing the same way as you. So she's a little bit above the crown of your head. And now she has this tremendous wish to be one with your mind, remembering this is also the mind of your teacher. And she dissolves into green light and melts into you through your crown and merges with your body, your speech, and your mind. And you think, I am one with the Lamatara's holy body, holy speech, and a holy mind, and feel blissful. And now we think, okay, so now I'm Tara. All those people of our life that we thought of at the beginning of the meditation, I must lead them to enlightenment. So imagine right in front your enemies, eyeball to eyeball. And then in the front to the left, your friends and loved ones. And to the right and everywhere else, all the rest of the sentient beings, the strangers, above, below, right, left, behind, front, pervading all of space, the insects, birds, animals, marine life, and think that they're all the same, regardless of their appearance. They all want happiness, they don't want suffer, and they all possess Buddha nature. So now you imagine from your heart millions and millions of tiny green taras. They're emanating out, and they're entering the friends, the enemies, and the strangers, taking away all of their suffering and giving them everything they need and transforming them into their own Tara. And imagine this and really want this as you recite the mantra again, as we do it together. Om Tare Tutare Ture Sohan. 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 And finally, you imagine the transformed Taras absorb back into you, enhancing your own Tara nature. So now we dedicate any positive energy we've created, any insights you may have had during the meditation, to all those people of your life, and by extension, all sentient beings. And let's just think of having a beautiful day, a beautiful evening, a beautiful morning, wherever you are. Just take that energy with you wherever you go. All right, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you so much, Mary, for hosting. I will see some of you tonight. Okay, for Vajrasattva. Okay, thanks, everyone. Bye.